I think you can see the slide, girls.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So those who have joined, those who have just joined the class for today's class is the first class. We will quickly summarize what we are studying today. So the form which we are studying is called as Oedogonium. Those who have not taken down the classification, please take down the classification quickly. So the form Oedogonium belongs to the class Chlorophyceae, that is green alga. So division Chlorophyta includes all green algae, and it belongs to the order Oedogoniales, family Oedogoniaceae, and genus is Oedogonium. It's called as Oedogonium and not Oedogonium. O is silent. So it's Oedogonium. Understand that. We will pronounce it as Oedogonium. Don't make mistakes. Now, if you see the images there are 4 images being put on the slide. You can make out that it is a filamentous form. Now, when we say it is a filamentous form, filament means thread-like structures, thin, elongated thread-like structures. It is a multicellular alga. Multicellular means made up of numerous cells, many cells, multicellular. And the cells are rectangular in shape, you can make out, and they are arranged one above the other. What is the term used when it is arranged one above the other? What is the term used? Uni, very good. It is called uniciliate. It is called uniciliate. And the filaments are cylindrical in shape, elongated cylindrical in shape. The cells are rectangular, elongated, cylindrical in shape, you can make out, except for the lower cell. So what you can see here is the lower cell. So those who have not heard the class, the previous class, please listen carefully. This is the cell which is called as the holdfast, or it is the basal cell, or it is also called as the rhizoidal cell. Now, what is a rhizoid? What is a rhizoid? It helps in anchorage. In lower forms, you will find that instead of roots, they will have rhizoid. Now, this is a very, very delicate plant where the thallus shows, shows cylindrical type of cells, except the basal cell, which is considered or called as the holdfast basal cell, or it is the rhizoidal cell. Now, this is hyaline in nature. What is hyaline in nature? It is colorless. Yes, very good. It is colorless. So, now, if you see the cylindrical cells, There are some on the right side, you find there are some cells which show bulged conditions. Now, these are the reproductive cells. We will study that later. Okay? Reproductive cells. Understand that. Now, this reproductive cells are very important. We will know how these cells are formed and what is its importance. Then, each cell, let's go to the next slide. This is the structure of the filament. If you see, the structure of the filament shows elongated. Filament is elongated with, as I told you, rectangular cells. Now, certain cells, these are all vegetative cells. Normal cells, vegetative cells. Now, certain cells at their tip will show caps. These are called as apical caps. It's been labeled earlier only. I'm simply mentioning it. They are called as apical caps. Now, these apical caps are important feature of Oedogonium.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?
Your screen is not visible.
Maybe it is for you, it is not visible, ma. You have to log out and join back.
Ma'am,
You
no,
should know
ma'am.
this.
We have to search yours, ma'am, and pin it.
What happened? You're not.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, someone else had presented, ma'am, so your presentation stopped.
but we
Oh.
have to search. We have to pin it, ma'am. Then we'll get it back.
Wait. Okay. Now, one thing I want to tell all of you girls, when you're joining the class, please make sure you're joining and not sharing. Because you click on with, if somebody has shared, please log out and join back. Now is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So these are small disruptions which happens. It's okay, no problem. So what I'm trying to tell you is that these apical cells are, apical caps are considered to be very important feature. It's an important feature in case of Oedogonium, as the number of caps will represent the number of times the cell has undergone division. So this cell will divide. See, the division is intercalary. What is intercalary? In between. Many of these cells you might have studied earlier also. It is the apical cell, the cell which is dome cell at the tip and shows division. But in case of Oedogonium, it is the intercalary cell. So any vegetative cell can divide, and so it is called as intercalary division. Then each vegetative cell is made up of outer 3-layered cell wall. It is made up of 3-layered cell wall, which is made up of outer, what girls? What are those?
Chitin.
Yes.
Yes, chitin, outer chitin, middle pectin, and inner
Cellulose.
cellulose. Very good. So it is outer chitin, middle pectin, and inner is cellulose. So it is 3 layer. Inner to that is the cell membrane. You should know it is a eukaryotic cell, and then it shows dense cytoplasm. Now, cytoplasm forms in a mature cell, forms a thin lining around the cell membrane. So surrounding the cell membrane, it forms a thin lining which encloses the nucleus. And this thin lining is called dash.
Primordial utricle.
Very good. It is called as primordial utricle. Primordial utricle. Sorry girls, where one L is come here. It is utricle. Primordial utricle. Now did you understand? That means the cell has thin lining of cytoplasm with a vacuole at the center and has a prominent nucleus. In this thin cytoplasm, dense cytoplasm, it shows the reticulate chloroplast. The chloroplast is in the form of a network you can make out. And at the intersections of these chloroplasts, there you find numerous pyrenoids. There are numerous proteinaceous body called as the pyrenoids. So chloroplast is reticulate type. The reticulate means it forms like a network. Like this you find bands like throughout the cell in the cytoplasm you find. And at the intersections you will find there are, what are these called? What I'm drawing? Pyrenoids. Yes, yes, very good. So these are the pyrenoids and this is the chloroplast. Did you understand? Girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, next. Next is, as we said, cell division. It is very, very important. Very important. Cell division in Oedogonium is very important. As I told you, any matured cell, first it slightly elongates. The nucleus shifts toward the lower side. And then there is division of the nucleus takes place. So towards the upper side of the cell, there is a ring-like invagination occurs. The nucleus is slowly shifted towards the lower side. So this nucleus will now divide, and this ring-like structure which is formed starts expanding. It starts expanding. And by then you will find that the nucleus also would have divided. And there is formation of the septa. There is development of microtubules. These microtubules are responsible for the formation of the septum or the cross wall. Did you understand? I will tell you once again. 1 minute. I want to create a whiteboard and then explain. Now, please understand, any vegetative cell can undergo division. So, any vegetative cell, first, the inner wall of the cell starts forming an invagination. So, the inner wall of the cell will undergo invagination. There is a prominent nucleus. This invagination will deepen, and remember, it is the inner wall which has undergone, and the outer cell wall, outermost chitinous wall layer remains as it is.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, one girl outside is waiting, ma'am.
she can log out and join back again. She can join back, no problem. Ask her to join. Because
Okay, ma'am.
I'm not holding anybody. So here what happens? Division of the nucleus is formed. Here a ring-like invagination occurs. The invagination slightly deepens and the division of the nucleus takes place. This is followed by the inner wall, that invagination which is formed slowly expands. So the new wall which is formed now expands. And there is a kind of pressure which is exerted, and this breaks. So the new wall which is formed, followed, that will break, and that forms a cap-like structure. And there will be the microtubules which will develop the cross wall or septum. So this cap, understand, the apical cap is not formed for both the cells. It is only with the cell which is formed, newly formed, at its tip will show the apical cap. The apical cap is formed by the division. So during the cell division, you will find there is part of the wall which breaks and forms as a remnant and develops like a cap. So you will not find one, but you may find numerous such caps. So these caps will represent number of times the cell has undergone division?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm not able to screen, ma'am.
What has happened?
Ma'am, I'm not able to see your screen, ma'am. Somebody presented, ma'am, again.
See, I'm telling you people, you have to understand. See now, wait. Okay,
Ma'am, we are able to see, ma'am.
Even I am not able to see.
Even I'm not able to see.
Ma'am, they have
I'm
to
not
go on the
able to see,
screen,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Ma'am, they need to pin your name, ma'am.
okay, you do that. Just see if you're able to. See, my slide would have gone to one side. So pin on that.
Ma'am, but
Click
we
on
haven't
that.
pinned you.
Oh, okay,
You
wait.
need to go to the participants and pin her.
1 minute. Let me see what has happened. Yeah, somebody has. Girls, I've been telling you, please understand, you should join the meeting and not, share. If there are 2 clicks over there, when you're joining for any of the Google class, please, you should join the meeting and not share the meeting. I don't share the meeting there. I do it later. So please follow these instructions when we are telling you. Otherwise, unnecessarily, you know. Okay, so now you can see this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. I will share it with you. 1 minute. Now it's fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Okay, so we were learning about the division, how the division takes place. Okay, number of times these apical caps. So apical caps are nothing but it is the remnants of the wall layer during the cell division. So this will make you understand the number of times the cell has undergone division. So during the practicals, when you come for your practicals, we will show you, we will focus at a region where you can see the apical caps. So with this is a unique feature in Oedogonium. The moment you see these apical caps, you will know this form is Oedogonium. Because there are many, green algae which are filamentous form. And you need to identify. The thallus is showing rectangular cells, cylindrical cells. So how do you identify? This is one way to identify. Okay, so did you all understand, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we will, I think, move to the next. Very important is the reproduction. Now, asexual reproduction happens by means of formation of zoospore. Now, why it is asexual reproduction? Because there are no fusion of gametes taking place. There are no formation of gametangia. So, any mature vegetative cell in the filament can function as zoosporangium. It will function as a zoosporangium. That means it is how does it form? You should understand that it is a simple filamentous alga. But all these information is present in the nucleus, in the nuclear region, in the DNA. All this information, which cell has to, form a zoosporangium, which cell will still retain as the vegetative cell, which cell will develop itself into a gametangia producing gametes. So, see the interesting feature of these forms, even though they are so minute, so simple forms, but there you find there is, in the molecular level, everything is governed. Everything is decided at the molecular level itself. So, the cell will now get itself differentiated into zoosporangium. So the cell will be called as zoosporangium. Zoosporangium, sporangia means a sac. You have heard about this term, sporangia, which will produce spores. Here we are calling it as zoosporangium. Why it gets the name zoosporangium? Because they are all motile. You know very well, plants are considered to be sedentary. They should not be moving. They are fixed at a place. The moment they have locomotory structures like cilia, flagella, so such structures when they have, immediately they are considered as zoospores. So here you find the cell will be called as the zoosporangium. Now this zoosporangium develops zoospore. Now how does the zoospore form? Is the cytoplasmic content which is lining the cell wall, the cell membrane. It is lining the cell membrane, forming a primordial article. Just before the division, just before the asexual reproduction, there is a disappearance of this vacuum. So the cytoplasm becomes dense and it starts leaving the outer wall and becomes round, a spherical structure, cytoplasmic dense spherical body. This spherical body is being moved out. It moves out into a thin mucilaginous vesicle. What is a vesicle? A thin sac-like structure. So this dense cytoplasm will move out into the cytoplasmic lump will move out into a thin mucilaginous sheet or mucilaginous vesicle, a small, a cover-like structure, and that is called as the 1 minute. Yes, sorry girls. Now, so here what happens here is that the cell, the cytoplasmic content moves out into a vesicle. Now this is called as a vesicle or a mucilaginous sheath. So a thin mucilaginous sheath develops outside the dense cytoplasm. And then this, mass of cytoplasm, which is, becomes a spherical structure, more or less spherical structure, with an upper hyaline region, followed, and has got numerous blepharoplasts, and each blepharoplast gives rise to cilia. It gives rise to numerous cilia around itself, and that is called as a zoospore. So each vegetative cell develops a single zoospore. This zoospore is more or less spherical or might be slightly pear-shaped with an apical region, hyaline region, and surrounding this hyaline region there are numerous cilia. Now, this zoospore is released from the vesicle. Once the zoospore is developing, it develops and it opens up the mucilaginous sheath. It is released or liberated from the mucilaginous sheath, and then it swims in the water. Now you know very well that Oedogonium is an aquatic form. It is found in the puddles, pools. It's a freshwater alga, green alga. So you find this zoospore will swim across for some time and get settled. It will settle in the bottom of the pool on some substratum. How does it get settled? Inverted. Inverted it gets settled, where the hyaline region followed is towards the lower side, towards the substratum. You can see that in the picture, in this image. And you find the small region, hyaline region, which is called as the bald region. It's like a bald. A bald person, you know very well, will have, clear thing and little hair around. It's something like that it is called. So this hyaline bald region followed is towards the lower side. So the zoospore gets inverted and settles at the bottom. By then the cilia will fall off. There is disintegration of these motile structures, that is the cilia, which is used for swimming. Or then you find this lower region of the zoospore will fix itself to the substratum. And this upper region of the dense cytoplasm will start dividing and gives rise to a short filament with few cells in it, and then it starts dividing and giving rise to a new filament. Now, did you understand, girls? Girls, are you there?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Did you understand?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, so now I will give you 2 minutes to draw the diagram. Meanwhile, I'll take your attendance. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. One minute. Huh? Yes, girls. Akshata, please answer your attendance. CBZ.
Yes, ma'am.
Ananya,
Present, ma'am.
Anjini, Ankita, Anusha, Anushavi, Bhavani,
Present, ma'am.
Bhuvaneshwari, Chandana, Deepika, Deepika B, Divyashri,
Present, ma'am.
Gayatri, Gayatri,
Present, ma'am.
Harshita, Ipshita, Ipshita,
Present,
Irfa,
ma'am. Ipsita present, ma'am.
Irfa,
Present, ma'am.
Kajol,
Present, ma'am.
Lavanya,
Present, ma'am.
Lavanya N,
Present, ma'am.
Madhu,
Present, ma'am.
Madhu, you were present for the earlier class? Last
Yes,
class,
ma'am.
which
Yes,
happened on
ma'am.
6th. Okay. Mamata, Mamata, Manasa,
Present, ma'am.
Monica,
Present, ma'am.
Monisha,
Present, ma'am.
Neha, Nidhi,
Present, ma'am.
Pratigya,
Present, ma'am.
Pratibha,
Present, ma'am.
Punya, Punya,
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Rachana,
Present, ma'am.
Sabarojins,
Present, ma'am.
Sri Rashmi,
Present, ma'am.
Soumya Shri,
Present, ma'am.
Suprita,
Present, ma'am.
Tanushri, Uma, Varsha,
Present, ma'am.
Aishri. Yeah, I got it. Aishri. Next, CBBT. Chaitra,
Present, ma'am.
Kavya,
Present, ma'am.
Kirtana,
Present, ma'am.
Meghana, Meghana, Nayana, Nayana KM.
Present, ma'am.
Nayana KM, you were present for the last class, ma?
Ma'am, no, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Then Nayana RS,
Present, ma'am.
Nishika,
Present, ma'am.
Rosilini,
Present, ma'am.
Sahana,
Present, ma'am.
Sahana SV,
Present, ma'am.
Salma,
Present, ma'am.
Srishti,
Present, ma'am.
Sindhu.
Present, ma'am.
Sindhu, you were present for the last class.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sneha,
Present, ma'am.
Spurti,
Present, ma'am.
Vinita R.
Present, ma'am.
You were present for the last class, Vinita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anusha?
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Amina, quickly answer attendance. Amina,
Present, ma'am.
Amrita,
Present, ma'am.
Aradhana, Ashwini,
Present, ma'am.
Ashwini,
Present, ma'am. She put it in the chat box, ma'am. She's present. Present, ma'am.
Ashwini is present. Okay. Okay. Ashwati,
Yes, ma'am.
Bhumika, Ashwati is present. Ashwati, you are present. Bhumika, Diksha, Dhruti.
Diksha present, ma'am. She's not able to join again.
Okay. Dhruti,
Present, ma'am.
Iba,
Present, ma'am.
Kajal, Kirtana,
Present, ma'am.
Manjushri,
Present, ma'am.
Anusha,
Present, ma'am.
Bindu,
Present, ma'am.
Bindu, Nandana,
Present, ma'am.
Navya,
Present, ma'am.
Nikita,
Present, ma'am.
Pratigya, sorry, Pragati,
Present, ma'am.
Prarthana, Rajivi,
Present, ma'am.
Samyukta,
Present, ma'am.
Sheetal,
Present, ma'am.
Shreya, Shruti,
Present, ma'am.
Shweta,
Present, ma'am.
Shrija,
Present, ma'am.
Stuti,
Present, ma'am.
Swasini,
Present, ma'am.
Varsha,
Present, ma'am.
Varshini,
Present, ma'am.
Varshita,
Present, ma'am.
Vasundhara,
Present, ma'am.
Aisiri, you are from PBZ or CBZ, ma? PBZ, okay.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
Yeah, 1
ma'am,
minute. Sanmati,
Present, ma'am.
okay. Pavana Raghu,
Present, ma'am.
Pavana, you were present for the last class.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sneha,
Present, ma'am.
Aishwarya R.
Present, ma'am.
This is Aishwarya R who has changed from PBZ to CBZ?
No, ma'am. Only PBZ, ma'am.
PBZ, okay. Tell me now.
Ma'am, Anjani is present, ma'am. Her phone got hanged, it seems, ma'am.
Anjini.
Yes, ma'am.
Has she joined the class now?
Yes, ma'am. But she's unable to unmute, it seems, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So any more new admissions? Please, the class.
Ma'am, Divyashree,
1 minute, 1 minute.
CBBT.
Now tell me for CBZ, chemistry, botany, zoology. You should tell me your names. Now girls, did you all finish drawing?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Quickly finish. Tell me for chemistry, botany, zoology, new names. I didn't hear you.
Ma'am, Harshita BM, ma'am.
Harshita BM. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then?
That's all, ma'am. Only one girl.
No, one girl is telling.
Ma'am, Divyashri M, CBBT.
Wait. I'm asking for CBZ, chemistry, botany, zoology. There is one girl who's been telling her voice is very faint. Can
Ma'am,
anybody?
Kritika.
Krutika.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Then anybody else for CBZ?
No, ma'am. That's it.
No more. Oh, no more. Okay. Now for CBBT, chemistry, botany, biotechnology. Anybody?
Ma'am, Divyashri M, CBBT.
Divyashri?
M.
Divyashri, this is your first class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then anybody else other than Divyashri? For CBBT, chemistry, botany, biotechnology. Okay, now PBZ, psychology, botany, zoology.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, Pragnashri G from CBBT, ma'am.
Wait, ma. I've been asking. Pragnya, new name, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
PRAGNYA. Any initial you have?
No, PRAGNA, Pragna.
PRAGNA.
GNA.
Okay.
Pragnashri G, ma'am.
Pragnashri.
G.
It is Pragnashri, is it?
Pragnashri, ma'am.
Okay, Pragnashri G. Okay.
Yes.
This is your first class.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody else from CBBT? Okay. Then comes PBZ.
Ma'am, Tidosha B. Malvik, ma'am. This is my first class, ma'am.
What are you people? Yes, girls. Now tell me whether it is CBBT or CBZ. Divya?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you belong to CBZ or CBBT?
CBBT, ma'am.
Tell me, Divya, what? Tell me your full name, ma.
Divyashri M.
Just now I have written Divyashri M.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, Tidosha from PBZ, ma'am.
Are there two Divyashri M for CBBT?
Ma'am, Divyashri SO from CBZ, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
What is this confusion? I'm not able to understand.
Ma'am, I'm Shreya from PBZ. I had network issues, ma'am. I couldn't hear you.
When I'm asking for one, please listen carefully. You can come back later.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Now don't confuse. Now this Divyashri M is for CBBT or PBZ?
CBBT, ma'am.
Okay. Now you tell me for PBZ. Psychology. Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, I'm Shreya, ma'am.
Shreya.
Yes, ma'am. Not new from my old only, ma'am.
What have you done? You did not answer.
Ma'am, I don't know. I couldn't hear your voice, ma'am. Network issues.
Shreya, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, Tidosha B. Malvik from PBZ, ma'am.
The doors here. Okay, 1 minute.
Ma'am, Hemalata N. New student, ma'am.
HEO. Dosia. Edosia.
B. Malvik.
B. Malvik. Malvik.
VIC. VIC.
Okay,
C for
VIC.
cat.
Yeah. So this is your first class?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Then who else?
Hemalata N, ma'am. PBZ.
Hemalata. Yes. Yeah. Then
Kajal L, ma'am.
Kajal, did you? This is your first class, Kajal?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
What are you people doing, ma? I have called your
No, ma'am.
attendance. Your attendance is over.
I've answered, but I don't know, because of network issue, I couldn't hear, ma'am.
Then who else? New names. New names. Is there anybody else other than Theodosia and Hemalata N for PBZ? Now, is there anybody else who has not answered but they have been attending the classes regularly? Okay, girls, I think we will end the class and you people can.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me, Lavanya.
Ma'am, I have a request, ma'am. Can you add these diagrams to the notes, ma'am?
It will be given, ma. Don't worry. Notes
Okay.
when I'm sending the scan notes, no, I will add the diagrams also. But I want you people to practice the diagrams. So when I'm explaining, all of you should have. When you draw the diagram, you understand better.
Yes,
That is
ma'am.
why I
Because
make
I
you people
couldn't
draw.
complete the diagram, ma'am.
You could not complete the diagram. You have to be very quick because in the examination, you will not get that much time.
Ma'am, because I'm not feeling well, ma'am, so I could not write fast, ma'am.
Okay, don't worry, but next time onwards, you should practice drawing faster.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, girls, you
Thank
can
you,
leave.
ma'am.
Yeah. So, thank you, girls. Have a good day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank
Have a
Thank you,
nice
ma'am.
day, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you, ma'am.